Good morning and happy Saturday. So, my glasses have the blue tint stuff so that when you look at a screen, it's supposed to take out the blue light and make it better. And somebody pointed out on my video that it looks as though they're rose tinted. So, apparently, I look at life through rose tinted glasses. It's an old reference, but it's still good. So, I watched a little bit of a movie last night. The Marigold Hotel. The movie is a lot longer than that, and it reminded me that we've talked about the seasons in life. How there's 4 seasons. We have spring where we have to plant and we have to work and we have to put everything into the ground and make sure that we sow those seeds for what we want. And then we have summer, and in summer we have to care for and we have to protect. Then in fall we get to harvest. We get to take in, and when we harvest, we should harvest without regret or without apology. And then in winter is where we prepare. That's where we get ready for spring to come. And right now we're probably in winter. For most of you. Now, some of you might be in fall. I mean, some of you, for COVID, it's made your business boom and you might be doing great. I think for a lot of people, this is a winter. But the movie reminded me that while we have the 4 seasons of our life, we also have so many chapters. Artists and musicians give us such beautiful phrases. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. And, we forget about things like that. I mean, we have all of these chapters in life, and when one of them starts to end, we can try to hang on and not want it to end. Why? Because we're afraid of what the next chapter is going to bring. But they're supposed to come to an end, because then we get to start something so fresh. So, I've seen people, I grew up around judges, and I've seen judges that don't want to leave the bench ever because they love what they do, and it gives them significance, and it gives them connection, and it gives them variety, and they just not interested in letting that go. And that's because they can't see what the next chapter could be. And for a lot of them, quite frankly, once that chapter ends, they don't have a next chapter. They continue to look in their rearview mirror. But when those chapters end, it gives us a whole new opportunity to do something completely different in life if we want. I mean, if you go back and look at your life, if you're near my age, I'm sure that there was, a chapter where you got married and you were starting a new life together as a couple. There was a chapter when a child was born, and that's starting a whole new life and what that was like. And you never quit being a parent, but those chapters transition into a new chapter. Instead of being a parent all the time, you become kind of a parent and kind of a friend. And, I'm now kind of in that chapter. And I just started a new chapter with a new marriage. So now I'm starting a new journey with somebody different in life. When these doors close, and it's an old and it's a corny phrase, but it's true. When one door closes, another door opens. But if you continue to just look at the door that closed, you'll never see the door that opens. In the movie, what's her name? Dench, the great actress from England, she plays a character who's never had a job in her life. She was in an okay marriage, raised her children, and now her husband is gone, and she's starting this life in India, and she doesn't know anybody, and she's never done anything other than be a wife and be a mother. So she decides to go try to find a job, and she doesn't have any skills, and she's asking herself, why am I doing this? Well, she's doing it because she needs the money. And she goes forward and she walks into a place by accident, and turns out that she, in fact, can be very relevant because of her experience in England, and now she's in India. She teaches a bunch of young people at a call center how to talk to people in England. Not only does she have value, she's around young people. Suddenly she has the ability to be significant. Suddenly she has the ability to have love and connection. It opened up a whole new world for her, and it was incredibly fulfilling. And not just because she was able to make some money, but because she was able to do something that actually had some importance and some meaning. So the lesson on this Saturday is when those chapters decide that they're going to end, because a lot of times they don't end the way that we'd like them to. A lot of times they end in some way different. Close that book. Close that door and turn around and look. We can't drive down the road looking in the rearview mirror, and we try to do it so much, and I'm just as guilty as everybody else. You have to look where you're going and not where you've been. If all you do is look where you've been, you're never going to get there. If you look at, that's telling your story, right? Looking where you've been is telling your story. You've got to look at where you want to go. And tons of times you have no idea what that's going to be. But that's okay. You don't need to know the how. All you need to do is know the why. And most of the time when we don't want to go to that chapter, it's always out of fear because it's the unknown. Well, the unknown is where all the excitement is. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. And there's a great line in the movie. The kid who's trying to put together this hotel and is the eternal optimist that nothing is working out for, says to everybody there, everything's going to work out in the end. If it hasn't worked out, it's not the end. Have a great Saturday, everybody. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other. Thanks for watching.